We'll read it again, inshallah ta'ala. You can read it after me, and then we would just read it once today, and then we go into the exercises. All right, so if you all can see it on the screen, I've shared the documents. Also, if you have your books in front of you, you can follow in the books, okay? So we're on page 46, all right? 46 ستة وأربعون الدرس السابع الدرس السابع الآن أين ذهبتم بعد الدرس يا أبنائي الأبناء ذهبنا إلى الملعب ذهبنا إلى الملعب. Sorry, I'm going too fast. So you all say after me, right? الأب أين ذهبتم بعد الدرس يا أبنائي؟ Again, أين ذهبتم بعد الدرس يا أبنائي؟
أين ذهبتم بعد الدرس يا أبنائي؟
الأبناء
الأبناء
ذهبنا إلى الملعب.
ذهبنا إلى الملعب.
الأب أكرة القدم لعبتم أم كرة السلة؟
كرة القدم لعبتم أم كرة السلة؟
كرة القدم لعبتم
كرة القدم لعبتم
أم كرة السلة؟
كرة السلة.
الأبناء لعبنا اليوم كرة القدم لعبنا كرة السلة في الأسبوع الماضي.
لعبنا كرة السلة في الأسبوع الماضي.
الأب أما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم؟
ما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة.
So just a quick reminder, we have this here is a question. It's a negative question. Okay, we know we have a statement, all right? We can turn it into a question by adding or introducing hal or a, that is the aleph with the hamza at the top, right? Before that statement. So if we take off that, we have the statement ما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم. All right? You all did not go to the library today. That's a statement, right? When you put the a in front of it, it becomes a question. ما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم? Did you all not go to the library today? Right? Reply الأبناء بلى ذهبنا. Right. Remember, once we're responding to a negative question and we want to reply in the affirmative to confirm what was stated, we say bala. Okay? Bala
The
ذهبنا.
question.
Sure.
Well, should I say all my questions for after we finish or after one time?
Oh, go ahead now. Go ahead. Sure.
Here, right? When we use ama for the question, right? Could we have used la as well? And if not, why? What was it? What was the difference between ma and la?
For the reply?
No, for the question.
If you could use nam.
No, for the question. Instead of ma, to negate na. If we use la.
La, oh, I thought you said nam. La, Allah dhahabtum.
Yeah.
Right, so la, you have different forms of la. You have la, nahiya, la, nafiya, and so on, right? Ma is normally used to negate a past tense verb. So we have the past tense verb here, dhahabtum, we use ma, right?
Okay.
So la, it have different uses of la. So here we use ma. Now there are different uses of ma as well. For example, ma, like you're asking a question, right? ماذا تفعل? What did you do?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or ما هذا? What is this?
Yeah.
Right? But in this case, ma here really negates the past
Past
tense
tenses.
verb here. So
Okay.
you have ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم. You went to the library today, and then you say ما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم. You all did not go to the library today. Okay?
Mhm.
And then change the question by adding the I in front of
The
it.
I in front. Right. Okay. Jazakallah.
Yeah.
I understand.
So the answer is الأبناء بلا ذهبنا. Right? We went. الأب ماذا قرأتم هناك؟
ماذا قرأتم هناك؟
ماذا قرأتم هناك؟
ماذا قرأتم هناك؟
الأبناء قرأنا الصحف.
قرأنا الصحف.
Right, so if you join it, we say قرأنا الصحف.
قرأنا الصحف.
الأب أسمعتم الأخبار؟ أسمعتم الأخبار من الإذاعة اليوم؟ الأبناء نعم سمعناها. الأب من أي إذاعة سمعتم؟
من أي
من أي إذاعة سمعتم؟ الأبناء سمعنا من ثلاث إذاعات. من إذاعة الرياض وإذاعة القاهرة وإذاعة لندن. الأب سمعت أن بلالا مريض وأنه في المستشفى. أصحيح هذا؟ الأبناء نعم هذا صحيح. شفاه الله. Alright, just before we continue, I just want to highlight something here as we just read it. We spoke about inna wa akhawatuha. Inna and its sisters. We said inna is a particle that has an effect on nominal sentences. Sentences that begin with a noun. Okay? Sentences that begin with a noun normally have two main components, a mubtada and a khabar. Once we introduce inna before that, that mubtada becomes what we call ismu inna. In this case, we have Anna, which is one of the sisters of Inna. So here we call Bilalan here. That word in grammar we will call it Ismu Anna. Ismu Anna. Or the noun of Anna. The Ismu Anna is Ismu Inna or any of the sisters of Inna, in which case Anna is one of the sisters, right? Is always in the case of Nasb, right? It is Mansub. In this case, we see it reflect the sign of it being mansub is the tanween fatha. Tanween fatha. All right. So the word Bilal, right, takes the tanween fatha, and of course, all the words that take tanween fatha comes with the tanween fatha comes with the aleph, added aleph. Okay. Except for words that end with ta marbuta. Right. So Bilalan, add the aleph at the end. Right. So this is ismu Anna. Right? The khabar Anna, in this case, will be maridun. Khabar Anna will be marfu', therefore, it will be a tanween dhamma on the board. سينك تنضم للضاد. So you would say أن بلالا مريض. أن بلالا مريض. وأنه في المستشفى. Right? Going on to the next page now. الأب آمين متى دخل المستشفى؟ متى دخل المستشفى؟ الأبناء دخل قبل ثلاثة أيام. الأب أين الكتاب ذو غلاف؟ أين الكتاب ذو الغلاف؟ الأحمر الذي كان في غرفتي. Again, أين الكتاب ذو الغلاف؟ الأحمر الذي كان في غرفتي. أرأيتموه يوسف؟ أنا أخذته البارحة وقرأت نصفه. Again, أنا أخذته البارحة وقرأت نصفه. الأب وأين المجلة التي كانت تحت ذاك الكتاب؟ التي كانت تحت ذاك الكتاب. بلال أهذه هي؟ الأب لا. المجلة ذات الغلاف الأصفر. Again, لا. المجلة ذات الغلاف الأحمر أصفر. مروان هي عندي أخذتها اليوم. يرن الجرس فيقوم مروان ويفتح الباب وتدخل أخواته. Again, يرن الجرس فيقوم مروان ويفتح الباب وتدخل أخواته. البنات السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الجميع وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الأب أين ذهبتن أين ذهبتن يا بناتي؟
أين ذهبتن يا بناتي؟
أين ذهبتن يا بناتي؟
أين ذهبتن يا بناتي؟
الأب البنات ذهبنا لزيارة المديرة. ذهبنا لزيارة المديرة. لزيارة المديرة. نعم. الأب أمشيتن أم ذهبتن بالسيارة؟ أمشيتن أم ذهبتن بالسيارة؟ أم ذهبتن بالسيارة. البنات مشينا لأن بيتها قريب من مدرستنا. هو بين المسجد والمدرسة. الأب أوجدتنها في البيت؟ البنات نعم وجدناها. جلسنا عندها ثلث ساعة وخرجنا من بيتها في الساعة الخامسة. Going to be seen, right? So it's fifth is fi as-sa'a, but because of the alif lam here, all right, the lam is silent because the seen is a sun letter, all right. So therefore the lam is silent, so it goes straight from the fa to the seen. So you go fis, okay. So min baytiha fis sa'atil khamisati. من بيتها في الساعة الخامسة. الأم أرأيتن المكنسة؟ أرأيتن المكنسة يا بنات؟ بحثت عنها كثيرا وما وجدتها. سعاد أنا وضعتها تحت السلم هذا الصباح. مروان يا أمي أفي الثلاجة ماء؟ أفي الثلاجات ماء بارد أفي الثلاجة ماء بارد نحن عطاش الأم أبشر أبشر فيها فيها ماء بارد وعصير برتقال. Alright, so this is the passage here. Alright, we went through, I think, the first page or 2 pages last week in terms of the vocabulary. So let's quickly go over it again. الدرس السابع, 7th lesson. الأب أين ذهبتم بعد درس يا أبنائي? Where did you all go after lesson or after class? يا أبنائي, or my sons. الأبناء, the sons or the boys. ذهبنا إلى الملعب, we went to the playground. الأب, كرة القدم لعبتم, is it football that you all played? أم كرة السلة or basketball? الأبناء لعبنا, we played, past tense, we played. اليوم, we played today, كرة القدم, we played football today. لعبنا كرة السلة, we played basketball في الأسبوع الماضي. Last week, we played basketball last week. Right? Next line, الأب أما ذهبتم إلى المكتبة اليوم? Did you not go to the library today? Right? الأبناء بلى ذهبنا, we went to the library. Right? You can say yes we went, or rather, or no doubt we went to the library. Okay? الأب ماذا قرأتم هناك? What did you read there? الأبناء قرأنا الصحف, we read the newspapers. الأب أسمعتم الأخبار من الإذاعة اليوم? Did you listen to the news on the radio today? Or from the radio today? الأبناء نعم سمعناها, yes we listened to it. الأب من أي إذاعة سمعتم? From which broadcast or which station you listen to? الأبناء سمعنا من 3 إذاعات. We listen to 3 stations. من إذاعة الرياض, from the broadcast from Riyadh, وإذاعة القاهرة, from broadcast from Cairo, وإذاعة لندن, from broadcast from London. الأب سمعت أن بلالا مريض. I hear that Bilal is sick. وأنه في المستشفى, and that he is in the hospital. صحيح هذا? Is this correct? الأبناء نعم هذا صحيح. شفاه الله. Yes, this is correct. May Allah give him shifa, cure. الأب آمين. May it be so. متى دخل المستشفى? When did he enter the hospital? الأبناء دخل قبل 3 أيام. He went in before 3 days, or 3 days ago. 3 days ago. الأب أين الكتاب? Where is the book? ذو غلاف الأحمر, that has the red cover. Where is the red covered book? الذي كان في غرفتي, that was in my room. My room. غرفتي, in my room. أرأيتم? وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Just a quick question here, right? When you said أين الكتاب, أين الكتاب, when you was reading it, you said Zul, and you joined the dal to the lam to the the ghilafi, right? Yeah. I know when there's 2 sukoons, you usually add a vowel on the first letter and then join to the second one. How come in this case you didn't put a vowel on the vowels?
In some cases you put a vowel. Some cases you put a vowel, some cases you don't put a vowel.
Okay.
Right? For example, yeah. So like for example, when we say fee, like say if you say fil mustashfa,
Yeah, you don't put a
right?
vowel on the
Look for a vowel, right? If you, however, if you have min, all right, you say min al bayt, you say min al bayt. So you put a vowel there, right?
Okay.
If you look at Surah Ma'arij, right, the zu, when the zu is in the genitive case, it becomes the, right?
Yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers himself as Dhil Ma'arij, or refers, I shouldn't say refers to himself, but he is the owner of the ways of ascent. Ma'arij is the plural of Mi'raj, right? Mi'raj, we know that Isra and Mi'raj, right? Isra is the night journey, Mi'raj is the ascension of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So the plural of Mi'raj is Ma'arij. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Dhil Ma'arij, right? So it goes straight to the lamb, right? The owner of the ways of ascent, or the ascension, right? So we have here, so in this case is Dhul Ghilafi.
Okay, all right, Jazakallah.
Definitely. أين الكتاب ذو الغلاف الأحمر? Where is the book that has the red cover? الذي كان في غرفتي, that was in my room. Right? أرأيتموه أرأيتموه, did you all see it? No, this is plural. All right, so we saw in the previous lessons. All right, هل رأيته or هل رأيتها, and so on, right? So we saw where you singular masculine or singular feminine. Right here is plural masculine, right? So we have ra'a, right, and ra'aytum. So this is ra'aytum. The asl of it is ra'aytum. And then once I add a vowel once I add a pronoun onto it, we add an additional wow here because you're adding a pronoun to it, right? We'll get into that later on in the exercises. All right, so ara'aytumuhu, ara'aytumuhu. If we drop the who there, so we are on the 1, 2, 3, fourth line on page 47 for those who might be a little bit lost. Fourth line, just one word in that line. So we see in here at the end of the word is who, right? Who, which is a pronoun, meaning, right? It could be it, or in some cases we refer to him or his. In this case it refers to the kitab, the book that the father is looking for, right? If we drop this out, we will have to drop out the additional waw there with the sukun on it. All right? So the word is ra'aytum, ra'aytum, all right? Ra'aytum. And because we added a pronoun onto it, we added that extra waw, so we get ra'aytumuhu, ra'aytumuhu. So the tum changes to tumu because we added a pronoun, attached pronoun at the end, right? So ra'aytumuhu, the a of course is to ask a question, right? Ra'aytumuhu, did you all see it? So father's looking for a book, okay? So you're asking his sons, did you all see it? So Yusuf replies, Ana akhadtuhu. Ana akhadtuhu, I took it. Akhada means to take, right? So remember we saw how we conjugated the verbs last few lessons. So we added ta at the end, so you have akhadtu, I took, akhadta, you, singular, took, akhadti, you, feminine, took, akhadat, she, singular, right, took. So here we have akhadtu, I took. What did he take? Who. The who here refers to the book, all right? I took it. Ana akhadtuhu. Ana akhadtuhu, right? أنا أخذته البارحة. I took it last night. When he take it, he took it last night. البارحة وقرأت نصفه, and I read half of it. I took it last night and I read half of it. Nisf means half. And of course, the who here is referring to it, meaning the book. Okay? So, wa qara'tu, I read, nisf, half, nisfahu, half of it. Alright? Al-ab, wa ayna al-mujallatu allati kanat tahta dhaka al-kitabi. And where is the magazine, allati, that was, allati kanat, that was, right, tahta, below or beneath, ذاك الكتاب, that book. Okay? And where is a magazine that was below that book? Right? Referring to the same book we spoke about above. Right? So Bilal responds, أهذه هي, أهذه هي. Is this it? Is this a magazine you're talking about? الأب لا, المجلة ذات الغلاف الأصفر. No, that's not it. No, the magazine has a yellow cover. So there too. So we see the difference here. Dhu is for masculine and there too is for feminine. Dhatul ghilafi al asfari, right? Marwan says, Hiya indi, it is with me. أخذتها اليوم. أخذتها اليوم. I took it today. I took it today. Okay? Okay. Marwan, هي عندي. أخذتها اليوم. It is with me. I took it today. I took it today. Right, so we have our brackets here. Right? يرن الجرس. The bell rings. Al-jaras means the bell. And ranna yarinnu means to ring, right? So the bell rings. Fayakumu, so Fayakumu Marwanu, so Marwan stands up. Wayaftahu al-baba, and he opens the door. Watadkhulu akhawatuhu, and his sisters enter. His sisters enter. Now this bracketed area here, just as in the last lesson, in the bracketed area, they introduced a few present tense verbs. So some of the verbs here, or not some of the verbs, but all of the verbs in this sentence, they are present tense form of the respective verbs. We haven't gone through that as yet, but this is a bracketed area here. So we don't want to go too much into present tense. Let us finish past tense first, then we look at the present tense. As to why it's yarinnu, ranna yarinnu, right? Qama yaqumu, fataha yaftahu, and so on, right? So we look at present tense a little bit later on, inshallah. So basically what this sentence is saying is that the bell rings, Marwan gets up and opens the door. وَيَفْتَحُ الْبَابَ, he opens the door. وَتَدْخُلُ أَخَوَاتُهُ, and his sisters enter. And his sisters enter. So this is the sister speaking now. Al-banatu, the daughters or the girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Right? The al-jami' means everyone or they all. Al-jami' means the father. The boys that were there before, and I guess the mother is there as well because she speaks later on, right? So al-jami', they all reply, wa alaykum assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Al-ab, ayna dhahabtunna ya banati, where did you all go, oh my daughters? Where did you all go, my daughters? Ayna dhahabtunna. So we see here Again, another conjugation of the verb. Before we had dhahabtu, dhahabta, dhahabti, dhahabat, right? Dhahabu, right? Dhahabtum, and here we have dhahabtunna. So dhahabtum is for the abana'u, the boys, right? So that's masculine plural. Dhahabtunna is feminine plural, second person. So you're speaking to a group, right, of females, you say dhahabtunna, right? أين ذهبتن يا بناتي الأبناء البنات ذهبنا لزيارة المديرة. We went to visit the principal, right? Mudirati is the female principal because we added Tamabuta. The Tamabuta is added there, right? Ziyarati, ziyara means a visit, right? So Dhahabna, we went to visit the principal, right? الأب أمشيتن أم ذهبتن بالسيارة. Did you all walk or did you go by car? Did you all walk or did you go by car? مشى يمشي مشيتم ومشيتن. They did you, feminine plural, walk, right? And then starts the question. مشيتن, you, feminine plural, walk. Am dhahabtunna, or you, feminine plural, go bisayarati, by car. Did you go by car? Right? Al-banatu mashayna. Okay. So the girls, they replied, we walked. Mashayna. Why? Li'anna. Mashayna li'anna baytuha. We walked because her house, baytuha, because her house, qaribun, is close. Min madrasatina, is close to our school. Madrasa is school. Madrasatina, our school. All right? We walk because her house is close to our school. Huwa bayna al-masjidi wal-madrasati. Huwa bayna al-masjidi wal-madrasati. It is between the masjid and the school. Okay? وبين المسجد والمدرسة. We know this word baina because of course it occurs many times in the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says baina samai wal ard, between the heavens and the earth. Right? Next page. Al-ab awajadtunnaha fil bayti. Did you all find her in the house or at home? Did you all find her at home? Al-banatu na'am wajadnaha. Yes, we found her. Yes, we found her. Jalasna indaha. We sat with her or we stayed with her. Thulutha sa'atin. 1/3 of an hour. Right? Thuluth means 1/3. So we saw nisf before, means half. Thuluth means a third. Right? Thulutha sa'atin. 1/3 of an hour. وخرجنا من بيتها, and we left her house. وخرجنا من بيتها, we left her house. في الساعة الخامسة, at 5 o'clock. We left her house. في الساعة الخامسة, at 5 o'clock. So in Arabic we say in that hour, but in in English, in Arabic we say in that hour, في الساعة, in that particular hour. All right, but in English we say at that particular time. All right, so في الساعة الخامسة. Remember, when we are telling time, we use the ordinal numbers. Okay, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. All right, so في الساعة الخامسة, in the 5th hour or In English, we would say at 5 o'clock. All right. Al-Um ara'aytunna al-miknasata. Did you, referring to the girls, did you all see al-miknasata? Al-miknasata is a broom. Ya banatu, or daughters. Right? Did you all see the broom? Bahathtu anha. I searched for it. Bahathtu anha kathiran. I searched for it a lot. Right? Bahathtu, I searched. Okay? Anha, for it, kathiran, a lot, plenty. Wama wajadtuha, and I did not find it. Remember we said the ma negates the past tense verb. Generally speaking, generally speaking. Ma negates the past tense verb. So wama wajada means to find. Wama wajada, and he did not find. Wama wajadtu, I did not find. What did she not find? Ha, it. What is the it referring to? Al miknasata, the broom. Okay? Wama wajadtuha, I did not find it. Su'ad speaks up now and she says, Ana wada'tuha, I put it tahta sullami. I put it below the stairwell, the stairs to go up the stairs, upstairs, right? So the author of the book, very clever, very wise in putting similar words in the same lesson, right? So we have, earlier on in the lesson, we have Quratal, Sallami, Sallati, sorry, Qurata Sallati, or basketball. So Salla refers to a basket, but Sullam refers to stairs, okay? So Tahta Sullami, Su'ad said, I put it below the stairs. هذا الصباح, this morning. I put it below the stairs this morning. Okay? So the word wada'a means to put or to rest down something. Right? Could also mean to give birth. Right? To give birth. Where a mother gives birth to a baby, wada'a or wada'at. Alright? She gave birth. So Su'ad said, Ana wada'tuha, I put it تحت السلم, below the stairs, هذا الصباح, this morning. Below the stairs this morning. Alright? Marwan speaks up now and he says, Ya ummi, oh my mother, أفي الثلاجة, again, is to ask a question here, right? أفي الثلاجة is fridge, in the fridge. So is there in the fridge ماء بارد, cold water, cold water. Remember our book 1 lessons when we did the first 4 or 5 chapters in book 1. We spoke about ma'un, baridun, right? Shay'un, harun, and so on, like hot tea, cold water, and so on, right? So ma'un, baridun. Afithallajati, ma'un, baridun. In the fridge is there, cold water. Nahnu itashun. We are thirsty, right? They play football in the mal'ab, in the playground, so they are itashun, they are thirsty, right? Because after all that interrogation by the father there, right? So al the mother says, Abishir, glad tidings, or be happy, or rejoice. Abishir, fiha, in it, ma'un baridun, there is cold water in the thalaja, wa asiru burtuqalin, and orange juice. So there are cold water and orange juice in the fridge, right? So, sure, this is the lesson here with the vocabulary, right? So we're going to the straight in. If there are any questions here on what we covered, there's a lot of words here. Many of it is what we would have touched on in terms of the vocabulary in book 1. I have a few new words in this passage. All right. Any questions? All right, so we'll attempt the first two exercises here, and then we would stop there for today, inshallah ta'ala. Right? أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. As usual, the first two, all right, the first two are normally based on the passage, right? So, first one, أين ذهب الأبناء بعد الدرس? Where did the boys go after class, right? ذهبوا إلى الملعب. They went to the playground. Next one, ماذا قرأوا في المكتبة? What did they read in the library? قرأوا في المكتبة الصحف. They read in the library newspapers. Right? Next one, من أي إذاعة سمعوا الأخبار? Anybody want to try this one? من أي إذاعة سمعوا الأخبار? سمعوا الأخبار من إذاعة القاهرة وإذاعة الرياض وإذاعة لندن. Right? من الذي أخذ الكتاب? Who was the person who took the book that the father was looking for? من الذي أخذ الكتاب? Yusuf said, أنا أخذته. I took it. All right. Next question. من الذي أخذ المجلة؟ مجلة. Who took the magazine? Was it Bilal? Bilal said, هذه هي. Is this it? لا. مروان. نعم. مروان الذي أخذ المجلة. نعم. أين ذهبت البنات? Where did the girls go? ذهبنا نعم لزيارة المديرة, to visit the principal. كم دقيقة جلسنا عند المديرة؟ نعم. أحسنت. كم دقيقة جلسنا عند المديرة؟ How many minutes did they sit with the principal? We said in the passage they sat for ثلث ساعة. ثلث ساعة. 1/3 of an hour. كم دقيقة? دقيقة, as you might guess, means a minute. Minute, right? So how many minutes in 1/3 of an hour?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. نعم. 20 دقيقة. Right? Next one. أين بيت المديرة؟ أين بيت المديرة? Where is the house of the principal? بين المسجد والمدرسة. Last one. أين وضعت سعاد المكنسة? Where did Suad put the broom? Put the broom تحت السلم, below the stairs. Right? تحت السلم. Okay, so we'll stop here today, inshallah ta'ala. Continue next week. All right, we will go a little more in depth into the exercises. Inshallah ta'ala, this first exercise that we just did orally, if you all can again try to write out the answers for homework, as well as do the second one, which is simply a true or false answer, right? Either put a tick if the statement is correct, or put an X if it is wrong, all right? So we will go through that next week, inshallah ta'ala. See, the Imam is present in the session, so I just want to Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.